If you need to gear up for a future DLC or just want some cheap games, check out G2A with the link in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, in today's Q&A video, we've got a lot of amazing questions touching a little bit more on some biker information, as well as, like I said, looking into the future of Grand Theft Auto Online as well. Now, if you want to get involved in future DLC videos, all you need to do is go down in the description and follow me on Twitter, and anytime I'm looking for Q&A questions, just submit them using the hashtag AskBoss like you've seen on many of the tweets today. Now, I do read the comments, and you guys said you don't want me to say the hashtag AskBoss after every question, so I'm no longer going to be doing that. The only reason I did that was to reinforce the fact that you should use the hashtag, because that makes it easier for me to find your questions. If you use the hashtag, I can search it on Twitter, and you're more likely to be featured. But since you guys obviously don't want me to do that, I won't. But we're still gonna have a great Q&A, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. Okay, our first question today comes from Keegan, who tweets at me, do you think the last DLC will contain map expansions, such as being able to go to North Yankton and LC? So that is the rumor, Keegan. Obviously, there isn't really any hardcore concrete proof that that's a thing. The only thing that we know about going to Liberty City, which is LC, is the one screenshot that can be found of Liberty City on Grand Theft Auto 5's engine. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put it on the screen right now. It was just a simple screenshot of a lake in Central Park, or at least the Central Park version of Grand Theft Auto 4, and that was pretty much it. Apparently, it was from like an artist design portfolio, but we didn't really get much information on what else it could have led to. So a lot of people are saying, will a DLC contain a Liberty City expansion? And I personally think that that screenshot we saw and that you guys just saw was for a GTA 4 maybe remastered. I don't necessarily think that it might be for a map expansion, even though that's the rumor, and it might be for Grand Theft Auto 4 actually being remastered for the current generation systems. Now, as far as North Yankton goes, that would honestly make the most sense to me, mainly because Rockstar already has the skeleton of North Yankton in the game. Now, it's not fully built and developed, obviously, as you've seen on some of my live streams, but it's still pretty cool. Now, I saw this image right here, which was created by GTA Forums user WildBrick142, and it's Franklin with the adder, and he's holding some like crazy weapon, and there looks to be like a Hunter helicopter in the background. Now, this doesn't appear to be North Yankton, but imagine Grand Theft Auto 5 taking place in a snowy setting, like a full flush snowy setting. That could actually be pretty cool. I wish Rockstar really dove more into the North Yankton environment. And once again, it was only used for 2 missions, which again, I think is kind of a shame. But nonetheless, I still think that would have been really cool. And if the last DLC is an expansion, that will be awesome too. That's actually a great segue to this next question, which comes from Black Delirious, who tweets at me, do you think Rockstar will put the old school GTAs on current gen consoles? So I think if there's going to be one GTA remade for the current generation, it'll be Grand Theft Auto 4, because that's already on the HD universe. As far as the other games like Vice City and San Andreas, they'd have to completely remake those. So I don't even think it would be possible to do that. Now, there are versions of like GTA Vice City and San Andreas on the PS4, but they're not remasters. They're just ported over so that you can play them and that you don't have to have something like a PS2 plugged in. So if that is to be the case, Black Delirious, it will most likely be Grand Theft Auto 4. All right, so the next 2 questions actually have to do with future potential holiday updates. This first one coming from Gamer FP200, who tweets at me, what would you like to see in this year's Halloween surprise? He gives an example, motorcycle with skull, green lights as headlights. That actually sounds pretty cool. Now, we obviously don't know that there's been any confirmation of a Halloween DLC, but because it's Rockstar and because they kind of like to do patterns, that we can assume there's going to be a Halloween update. Now, what's cool about this is Rockstar typically like to build on DLCs, meaning that especially with the holiday updates, the one after typically isn't going to be worse. Halloween updates have gotten better. Christmas updates have gotten better. So that would be cool. And last year's Halloween update, we got the Lurcher and the Frankenstein, as well as like the Slasher adversary mode. It's a pretty good update for a holiday theme. But I want to see more crazy crazy Halloween vehicles, whether it's like a Ghost Rider motorcycle or, like you mentioned, a motorcycle with a skull and green lights. I want to see some like crazy flame vehicles or whatnot. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see from this year's Halloween surprise. I just honestly want the blackout to extend into the entire city. I talked about this in a separate video where I wanted like Halloween night to actually become the Purge. That would be so cool if like the police didn't work, none of the stores were open. That would be so awesome. Make the world a little bit more dynamic, and that would be so cool. As I mentioned, that's kind of a great segue into the next question, which comes from Zingu, who tweeted me, do you think this Christmas we will be getting a more vast and content-filled festive surprise update? And to answer your question shortly, yes, I think we are. Like I said, I think with the holiday updates, Rockstar typically like to build on them, and they're not going to set the bar lower. So I think that this Christmas update is going to be even better than the last one. And kind of touching on what I said about the Halloween update, I wish they would make the world more dynamic. Now, luckily, Rockstar kind of do for Christmas. They add snow, the Christmas trees, they give us the presents on Christmas Day. But I still think some more dynamic aspects, turning Los Santos into more of a snowy place to live, one that encompasses the holiday theme, would be much better. So hopefully they do that this year. This next question comes from Ryan, who tweets at me, how long do you think DLCs will continue to come out, or do you think we're going to see the end of them soon? So the rumor is, and this comes from Yan, and I don't know what sort of inside information he has, is that DLCs will be going on in Grand Theft Auto Online free updates until 2017. However, there's another rumor that's saying that there's going to be 2 map expansions after that, leading into 2018. So I don't know what to believe right now. Even if it does end in 2017, I've stated that's okay. That's kind of 2 years of content for each system, the new gen and the old gen. So I don't know. Will I be sad if Grand Theft Auto Online ends in 2017 as far as getting new updates? Yes, but at the same rate, I still see a lot of potential for online, even though after the updates would be gone. Now, that's a great segue into the next question from B-Rock, who tweets me, do you think Rockstar will make Sandbox once they are done with Grand Theft Auto Online? So I'm assuming his question is more like, will Rockstar turn Grand Theft Auto Online into a sandbox mode once they're done with all the DLCs? Will they give us a little bit more freedom? And I sure hope so. I would hope that they would create options to turn cops off in lobbies, or get us private sessions with custom settings, or be able to go into all of the interiors that they've locked away, like all the nightclubs, tequila laws. Now, they might be serving those for future updates, so for now, I don't have the advantage of hindsight to make that assumption and to make that prediction. But at the same rate, I just kind of wish they made it more like GTA 4, just more like sandboxy and free mode once all the kind of themes are up and they don't have to promote event weeks or try to sell shark cards or, give us DLCs and whatnot. So I think that would be really, really cool. And I think many people would be so pleased with a sandbox edition of GTA Online. It'll be pretty cool what they would come up with as well. This next question comes from Monica, who tweeted me, would you rather see more new DLCs or remakes of old ones, like another Beach Bum or Hipsters update? Now, I thought this was a good question because I think a twist on some old DLCs would be awesome. So imagine if Rockstar came out with like Beach Bum 2.0, and instead of getting those like kind of wimpy vehicles that we originally got, they came out with some crazy awesome new beach style vehicles. That could be pretty cool. Or like you mentioned, Hipster Update Part 2. That was one of the more successful DLCs of all time. Now, we have seen Rockstar kind of do that unintentionally. So there was Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 and 2. Obviously, that's kind of a remake. And then I think that Finance and Felony was just a remake of Executives and Other Criminals, to be totally honest with you. But if I had to see a remake of one theme, I think maybe the business update would be cool. And if they actually made it like centered around businesses that you could own in online, maybe it introduces the stock market, maybe it introduces, the ability to buy properties and earn money that way. That could be extremely cool and a very lucrative way to go about GTA Online. This next question comes from Quinn, who tweets me, would you like to see a DLC explaining the Chiliad mystery? So Quinn, I actually thought that the single player DLC, one that we obviously don't know exists yet, was going to complete the Chiliad mystery. Because in Grand Theft Auto 4, there was this mystery of the diamonds that's never really fully explained until the last DLC came out, which was the Ballad of Gay Tony. Now, the diamonds wasn't necessarily a mystery that people were hunting about, but it was an element of the story that was never completed in the original game, very similar to the Chiliad mystery. Now, there is the idea that the Chiliad mystery still exists. That's why you have so many people with their tinfoil hats on, trying to find every little clue. There's entire, subreddits and websites dedicated to solving this. And I strongly support the guys that do that because they have a, passion and dedication for that. But at the same rate, it might just be something in the game that no one's figured out yet. I mean, if you think about it more recently, I think it was like a month or two ago, someone found like a Bigfoot versus the Beast Easter egg that was in the game for like a year now, and we just found it. So I still think there's a lot of hidden things in online, and I can just see the people at Rockstar just laughing at everyone, like with whatever information they might know about how close or far we are away regarding this. But I still think that it's pretty cool that the Chiliad mystery has gone unsolved. But I was thinking maybe that yes, a single player DLC would complete the saga, but now that I don't think that's going to happen, it may just forever go unsolved. All right, this next question comes from Zachary, who tweets at me, if Biker DLC is released, how much will it cost as a whole? Do you think it will reach the price of the Finance and Felony DLC? Zachary, I do not think it will reach the price of the Finance and Felony DLC because I spent like $8 million on an office, and I spent like, $10 million total buying warehouses and whatnot. So just based off that alone, I don't think so. I also think the vehicles are going to be less expensive. I think bikes will traditionally be less expensive. Now, there could be some pricey aspects to this update, especially if Rockstar include cool features or biker clubhouses or safe houses, or maybe there's like a Benny's bike modification shop that, suddenly costs a lot of money to upgrade these bikes. Who really knows? But I don't think it's going to be more than Finance and Felony. I think that'll go down as the most expensive DLC of all time, no doubt. All right, and our final question today comes from Sadistic Meme, who tweets at me, do you think the supercar category in GTA Online has reached its potential peak? So I don't think it's reached its peak, as in like we're never going to see another supercar. I just think that with the past few updates, the supercar, category has been kind of run down a little bit in terms of like, we've gotten so many supercars. I mean, Finance and Felony had like 5 or 6 in total at the end of it. I know the Cunning Stunts DLC had like 2 or 3 new ones. I can't recall off the top of my head. I think it was 3 to be exact. So we've gotten a lot of supercars recently. In fact, a lot of sports cars as well. So I'm actually kind of excited that the next rumored update looks to have nothing to do with either of those categories in terms of bikers, where we're likely going to see obviously motorcycles, grungier vehicles, off-road, maybe some muscle cars. So I'm very excited about that. Do I think super and sports cars are done forever? No. But I think that Rockstar is going to be taking a slight break from them. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you want to be possibly featured in next week's Q&A, all you have to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. However, if you did go on to enjoy this one, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe if you guys are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.